Sydney, but they couldn't have produced this track any better. I walked it a little bit this morning when I first arrived here. It's just the perfect surface.
An upgrade coming early.
Without a doubt.
It's a soft 5. It's very close to a good. If it's not there by now, it'll be there after a race or two. But a perfect surface. Midway Handicap 1,000 metres. Here's Darren for race 1.
Really the springboard to the autumn today's program. And the light is on. We're ready to go on the first of 10. Racing now. And Rush Hour left particularly well with Shall Be Photographics, and pretty handy is Still Alice towards the rails. Welcome Gypsy's going forward wide out, and Welcome Gypsy will take the lead now from Shall Be Photographics, and Rush Hour couldn't get over. They're followed by Still Alice from Winning Proposal. Then came the favourite Catch the Glory, a bit keen and wide, followed then by Everyone's a Star, Maylada. Well back is All Too Lucky, and Apache Breeze last of all. Welcome Gypsy shows the way by a length and a half. Shall Be's got a good run through, giving chase now. Rush Hour sticks with it on the outside. Then Photographics from Still Alice, Winning Proposal. Catch the Glory, 6 off them in the white cap. Down to the 250. It's Welcome Gypsy, a narrow leader from Shall Be. Everyone's a Star running on. Photographics launching an attack, and Photographics swept up now, took the lead, and Photographics comes away to win it from Shall Be and Everyone's a Star. A gap back to Winning Proposal, Maylada. Then came Apache Breeze from All Too Lucky. Catch the Glory back in the field was pulling in the run. Rush Hour dropped out, so to Welcome Gypsy.
Photographics number 10 is going to get the money here. John Sargent and Molly Burke. They've had more success. Molly here riding for her boss, John Sargent, third up today. Won here first up over 1,000 metres. Missed last start at Warwick Farm and bounced back today in this Midway over 1,000. I reckon they're going to run fast time here. They came up a second split. So from the standing start, the 1,000 to the 800, they ran 13.24. And then they came up with a 10.18. Then 10.63, 10.97 and home a lot slower in 11.56. They run 56.55. So for the Midway Gallopers, that is clearly a class record. The track record held by Eduardo is 55.2. They've run 56.55 and home in 33.2. We're on a good 4 already, Ronnie.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's a lovely racing service and horses are running on it. To run that time, for that grade of horse, this track is in sensational shape. And she just must have had an off day last start at Warwick Farm, because she was back to the scene of the crime today and did it well. She really did it well, Photography. So Molly's going really well. She's up there, a 3-way go for this apprentice premiership. A long way to go, but she's certainly keeping her name in the frame, riding plenty of winners. And she nudged out there William Stanley. I thought was going to have a big day out for him, but he gets in the car and goes to Newcastle now, with maybe that coming back to ride that horse in the near future. And Everyone's a Star burst through there for a stride or two, but just wasn't good enough. But all honest, the winner, the good draws come to the fore there and certainly pay dividends.
Yeah, another terrific ride there by young Molly Burke, and I couldn't agree more, Ronnie. This apprentice premiership is going to really shape up in the next couple of months. These kids are riding in terrific form, and Molly just keeps going from strength to strength. She's riding really, really well.
Yes, here she comes again. Molly's done it for you again, John.
No, fantastic. She's riding really well at the moment. She knows this horse well and rode it just like when it won here 2 starts ago.
Yeah, good win first up over 1,000. What went wrong at Warwick Farm?
Don't know, just had a bad day. It was very hot that day and she got quite wound up being away from home and ran off the track and I just put it down to a bad day.
She just loves being fast out there. They flew in that.
Yeah, it's good. It gets her off the back because you can get on the chewy a bit, but it's great for the family because my kids own 25% of it each. I gave it to them with no training fees.
You're right.
So they're very happy.
And that's on top of the inheritance.
That's dead right. But they're doing up their house and whatever, so just a little bit of this will help.
Isn't that great? Well done, John.
Thank you.
There's John Sargent with Photographics. So it's a family affair in the Midway, the opener. That timing in 56.55, 33.2. Just spoke to Michael Wood that I've told him I've already upgraded on air, and he said, oh, maybe not yet. I said, what are you waiting for, Ronnie? What are you waiting for? This is a good track. 56.55 the race time, 33.2 the last 600 metres. All right, Corey, could it be a big day for the apprentices here today, because Anna Roper's going to step out shortly. She's only got 3 rides today, but she'll be riding 3 good chances, including 2 odds-on favourites in Yorkshire and Parfumist.
It's really shaping up this premiership coming towards the middle stages of the year, but they're riding in terrific form. Anna Roper, she's obviously been plagued with her problems over the last couple of years, but good to see her riding in terrific form. Her strike rate's absolutely unbelievable, and Molly just keeps getting better and better every week.
Numbers 10, 4, 2 and 3. 10, 4, 2 and 3. They are official. Weight will be declared shortly. Here's Corey.
Well done, Molly. Great to see it back to the best.
Yeah, exactly. I was just saying to Emma, like, she can be a very quirky mare, but she's taken a bit of figuring out, but I think that's the best way to be. Speed on, let her stay at her own speed and let her work off that. If she's held up, she just doesn't really enjoy it.
How's that track?
Yeah, it's beautiful out there. It's just come back nice, dried up a bit from this morning, so very good.
Well done.
Thank you.
Start imminent here at Randwick. Ready. Go. Racing. And Adolphus began very sharply. Clark's looking for the lead. Adolphus moves up on the outside of Castel Tricino in the early part. Tapper Kick Away Well is right up in 3rd position, and Dale's been sent forward. Goes to 4th, just a fraction wide at the moment. Associate's pretty handy to the speed, taking a spot down on the rails in the early part. They're followed further back in the field then by, I think that's Spiritly on its outside. Then came Ghost Walker, followed by getting up the inside is Zontawa from Tavros. Back in the field is Vermicella. They're followed then by Magnace from Night Patra, and the right reins last of all. So they sort their order out in the early part, and Castel Tricino holds the front, and Adolphus parks on the outside. Tapper Kick well positioned, Dale well positioned. 2 lengths further back to Associate, has got plenty of galloping room in front and behind. Further back to Spiritly, then came Tontawa from Ghost Walker, then further back Tavros. Night Patra on a wide par from Vermicella Magnace, and the right rein sees them all. Castel Tricino shows the way approaching the corner, a half in front of the favourite Adolphus. Then Tapper Kick and Dale, they're both in stalking spots. 2 further back to Associate from Spiritly. Ghost Walker's on a wide path. The action's up front though. It's Castel Tricino, a narrow leader coming around the corner from Adolphus, and Dale pulls out 3 wide. Tapper Kick stuck in behind them, and then came Associate working into the clear. Moving up on the outside, Dale, and Dale pokes the head in front from Adolphus. Associate running on. Tapper Kick hasn't got much room to work with. Associate looms large on the outside. Adolphus showing plenty of fight. It's Associate, Adolphus. Tapper Kick is whizzing home, but Associate just in front. Tapper Kick bobs. Oh, close. Tapper Kick lunging at Associate. Vermicella whizzing home to get 3rd. In front of Adolphus, then Tavros Magnace. Back on the inside behind there was Castel Tricino from Zontawa. Well, Dale loomed and then really peaked on the run from Ghost Walker, Spiritly, and the right rein. Photo finish.
Okay. Has Tapper Kick driven through underneath Associate? He was finally going to win a race, Associate. Here he is. Blue colours Associate, Arrowfield colours for Tapper Kick. White nose of Associate. Tapper Kick's got up underneath him. He got the lunge in. And the photo will show he's won. Tapper Kick. Number 3. Zach Lloyd for Paul Massara and Leah Gavranich has won. Associate has run second, number 1, Zach Waddick and Danielle Sieb. And we're waiting on the 3rd number. Night Patra has failed to complete the course. In fact, he's pulled up quite sore, I would suggest. And Rhys Jones pulled up Night Patra shortly after straightening, but he's got away from Rhys and he's just come down to... It was almost another placing, almost another luckless performance.
I didn't know where to watch, where to look. I was worried that he was stuck in there on the rail when he couldn't come out, and was fantastic. Got a great group of owners here with us today. Driven up for Wagga. It's going to be a big weekend now.
Okay, so it's more than just the Arrowfield partnership in this horse?
It is indeed. Lachlan O'Shea and a lot of his friends from Wagga that we've met. We've become good friends ourselves. They're part of the team. Lachlan was our farm manager for a long time at Arrowfield, and it's fantastic to have a win for him today.
Right, well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Zach. Had to bide your time there for a little while.
Yeah, a bit longer than I would have liked. The one place I didn't want to be was box seat, and unfortunately I just ended up in that position, and I thought once I was held up, he gave me the feeling last start that he needs momentum, so for him to quicken like that over the last furlong was a good win by him.
What were your thoughts when you were top of the rise there and you had no room? What, were you wanting to get out, or were you just going to bide your time?
I was going so well, I thought hopefully Chris thinks the rail's no good and I can go up inside him, but he stayed hard fence and Tim stayed near him, so then I was waiting for Tim to kick and he never quite kicked away, but luckily a little gap appeared for him. He's a big horse, so you have to wait for a big enough gap for him, but he quickened well through it and fought strong late, so it was a bit closer than I would have liked.
One start, one win. Comedy's the other unbeaten runner, so Shaggy. Here's Darren for the Pierro.
Ready to run. Set to fly. 1,100 metres the journey. And they're off and racing. And Shaggy showing great speed out of the gates, and Shaggy's going to lead. Paladin very handy on the rails, and Hillier's pulling hard and pushing forward. United States going forward as well in the early part. So it's Hillier up on the outside as Shaggy, and United States without cover rolls forward. Then came over on the inside Paladin from Nordic Viking. A gap in the field to Melanite, then the well-back Skyhook between runners aligned the outside. From Toulouse and Comedy is the last one. United States goes on with the job now and serves it up to Shaggy. Hillier between them, poking through the middle. Then came Paladin travelling strongly, just waiting for a bit of room to open up now as they straighten up. And Shaggy on the rails shows the way by a length and a half. Paladin being scrubbed up, looking for the gap. Hillier there. United States dropping out as Skyhook runs on well on the outside. It's Shaggy in front from Paladin, who hasn't got there yet. Shaggy's going well. It's kicked away, Shaggy. From Paladin, Skyhook, Comedy very late, but Shaggy led all the way. Comedy from last second, Skyhook third. Paladin got very tired from Nordic Viking. Then came Hillier dropping out. United States did plenty in the run. Further back to Melanite from Aligned, and a long last was Toulouse.
Well, forget about the Wellington boot. Alan Keogh will now have to have a serious look at a golden slipper. The best horse he's ever trained. He's now won 3 from 3. This 2-year-old by Sandbar. Shaggy has won a maiden at Coffs Harbour, then a 2-year-old at the Sunshine Coast, and he's beaten golden slipper contenders here. Ronnie, what does he do?
Well, he's got to keep going the way he's going. You thought, Paladin's just going to come off his back and go crunch here. And he just found another gear and raced away. Worried about 1,100. I don't think we'll even be worried about 1,200 the way he went there. This is going to be a great story. I remember in the old days, there was a horse from the bush called Kisses for Kathy who burst onto the scene and sort of went through this exciting stage of going to a slipper for the battlers, and we've got another big story here looming.
It's always easy after the event, Ronnie, but when you have a look back, for Aaron Bullock to win on the horse over 800 metres, and then obviously he went to the Sunshine Coast, coming back to Sydney, Aaron Bullock taking a ride at 56 kilos, which I've never seen Aaron Bullock ride 56 kilos in my life. So the opinion of the horse that he must have to accept a ride at 56 kilos, like I said, it's easy after the event.
You're going to hear from Alan Keogh very, very shortly. 3, 1, 10 and 2. 102.78, 62.78, and a sprint home. No wonder they couldn't beat him. 33. Well, here he comes, the man of the moment, Alan Keogh. Congratulations. You said it was the best horse you've trained.
Yeah, by far. I've said it for a long time before I could have won the Breeders with him. I just weren't happy with him the day of the trials. I thought, we'll just give him a month. Rang Angers are probably a bit pissed off at the time, but we've done the right thing. We've put him away. He's back.
I want to know what you were feeling when they turned for home and you had Paladin tucked up behind you, ready to come at you.
Yeah, and then when I seen him come, I was like, I'm going to run a good second here, and then he just finds. Like James and Aaron said, he absorbs pressure. But Aaron Bully, he's no fool, and I love Aaron. Aaron said to me last week, he said, best 2-year-old road, he said, you'll win a Group 1 with it, so he might be right. So.
What went through your body when he kicked away from Paladin? What went through your mind and what went through your body? Was there a chill up the spine?
Chill up spine, I could have done a nude run, mate, I was that excited.
Now, you were going to set this horse for the Wellington Boot. Have the plans changed?
Mate, we all dream of winning the Golden Slipper, so we'll head that way at the moment. We'll go to the Todman in a fortnight, and then we'll go from there. He'll tell us.
Keep your clothes on.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
Congratulations, Hippo. Nice little pickup.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, they've been very bullish about the horse all the way through, and even before he first started Coffs Harbour, they were very happy with him in the stable, and it's good to be able to get on him today. Unfortunately, I know what it's like wasting and that, and Aaron get down to this weight today, but yeah, it's not easy, but he obviously wanted to have a crack for a reason.
Well, that's exactly right. For him to think that he could get down to 56 to ride this horse, you've ridden some good 2-year-olds. How's this horse measure up?
Yeah, the best thing about him is he's bomb-proof. He's sharp out of the gates. He relaxes well. We had pressure through the run, which wasn't ideal, but he didn't want to run through the bridle and take off. He was strong, but not aggressive. And obviously, with those things happening before the top of the straight, it's a big tick to be able to show a turn of foot when we do get in the straight, and he does. So he's got everything that a 2-year-old needs, and he's well on his way.
Righto, mate.
Thank you.
On this perfect racing surface, but officially a good 4 now. And here's Political Debate, which will be the last horse in. What will he do today? Will he go forward, which was a winning move last start? Darren Flindell with the call of race 4.
Ready to go. Racing now on the 4th, and Lordship was last away, and Political Debate being sent forward again today, right up in the thick of the action with Yorkshire there and Sandpaper as well. They're followed by Cinquetori holding a spot on the rails, Vega Magnifico slicing through, and Mishuela is in that clump as well. We'll stay with the leaders here for the time being. Sandpaper has the head in front. Yorkshire goes up the inside and Political Debate the outside. And now Clark pushed the button and said, let's go, boy. And Political Debate will charge to the lead and try and repeat the winning tactics of last time out. Sandpaper parks on the outside of the odds-on favourite Yorkshire. 2 off to Mishuela, then Cinquetori, Vega Magnifico. 2 lengths then to Super Pursuit on the outside of Mr. Waterville. Further back to Zondi, Man Behind the Money, Wineglass Bay, Methuselah, then Straftay. Well back in the field there is Lordship, just in front of it Lincoln Rocks, and Madatsu is the last one. Political Debate, 600 to go, leads the way by 3/4 to Sandpaper. So Yorkshire in a little bit of a pocket at the moment with Mishuela on the outside, although it's conceding ground, so Yorkshire is quickly out. Political Debate swings in front of Sandpaper, and now Yorkshire given the cue by Anna Roper, and Yorkshire starting to put in the big strides, moved up to join Sandpaper. They beat off Political Debate, and then came Cinquetori. It's Sandpaper and Yorkshire. Yorkshire breathing down his neck, getting the upper hand now, Yorkshire. Boy, Sandpaper gave him a run for his money yet again, but Yorkshire comes over to win it by a length. Sandpaper second, Mishuela third, then Cinquetori. Further back, Political Debate, Vega Magnifico warming up, so is Mr. Waterville. Then Methuselah from Wineglass Bay, Zondi, Lordship, Straftay, Madatsu, Super Pursuit, Lincoln Rocks. Man Behind the Money was last.
What a moment for that young lady, Anna Roper. She's on racing's biggest stage at Royal Randwick. And John O'Shea and Tom Charlton have asked her to pilot an odds-on favourite, carrying a lot of money around Australia. And she has delivered with a perfect ride. Wins by a length, Yorkshire. And he's going from strength to strength, this horse. John O'Shea mentioned to us last week or a fortnight ago that he'd try him at a mile at Randwick. This is where they run the big dance worth $3 million. He'll have a look at qualifying him in a country cup somewhere along the way. But he's ticked that mile Randwick box big time And little Anna Roper made him do it, Ronnie.
Yeah, and what a dream he is to ride too, because he gives you everything. He bounds the barriers. He can race on speed. She would have been happy with herself on straightening, keeping hold of him, knowing that Sandpaper had dragged him all the way down the straight there, and she just, well, Yorkshire runs the mile out the best. There's no doubt about it. So they're on the way to the dancing. That's for sure, and he's done a terrific job this preparation, and he can move on with confidence into next preparation. Sandpaper continues to run well.
Well done, John. Well, a fortnight ago you said you wanted to come here and test this horse at the Randwick Mile, and he delivered in spades for you.
He was beautiful. He copped a fair bit of weight, irrespective of Anna's claim. He was lumping plenty. She rode him beautiful. She showed an immense poise for a 3 kilo claimer, and with enormous opinion of Anna and horse.
Right.
So she's been coming in to do a bit of work for us once a week, and we're good to repay her efforts by putting on a nice horse. He's got a really bright future. He's going to have a little break now, come back in the latter part of the carnival, and we'll get him up to Scone and see if we can't qualify him for the big dance.
So a Scone Cup.
Yeah, I think that's a similar track to Randwick, big spacious track. Occasionally can be a little bit damp, which won't worry him, and I think it's a nice progression for him.
What, 3 million's in a big dance, 2 million in an Ingham. There's a lot of money.
It'll go to a good cause too, Greggy.
Now, just back to Anna, you had confidence coming here today to put her on.
Yeah, look, we've just wanted to find the right horse for her, because she's an extreme talent, and we've just been wanting to make sure that when we do throw her on that we get her the right horse, which today was the right horse. She's going to go to high levels because she's got a lovely seat on a horse, and things run for her, and she's got a good racing brain. And we've been following her for 12 months. She had a few little injuries along the way, and it's just been appropriate for us to get her on the right horse at the right day, and today was that.
Good job, John.
Cheers.
All right, Corey. John O'Shea, a big fan of Anna.
Well done, Anna. Big moment.
It is a big moment, an opportunity like this for a great trainer, both Tom and John. It's unreal.
Take us through the run.
Look, he jumped well. I thought he might be a little bit dour. He sort of didn't want to muster real well, and I had to give him a little bit of a squeeze. Everything inside us sort of wanted to come with us, and I was happy to make Sandpaper work a little bit harder to cross me. So once I found the box seat, I was quite happy.
Strong through the line?
He was. He's a horse that loves to gallop. I think he's just a born racehorse. He just wants to be here, wants to do it. So Mile suited him down to a ground, and I think he might even get further with time, but he's just a lovely animal.
Super Dry Expressway Stakes, and there's the light. She's been really well back now, Jolly Star, in the last 10 minutes. They're off and racing. Jolly Star jumped out okay. Airman didn't. It's going to settle last. And the former Irish sprinter, Give Me the Beat Boys, flew out to lead comfortably from Ora Merck. Jolly Star put hard on the bridle to sit on the outside there at Magic Time. Then Airman and Alencia drops back to last of all. So Give Me the Beat Boys, 2 in front. Ora Merck into a clear second. Magic Time over racing in third. Airman up the inside, and Jolly Star's planted in a 3-wide position on the outside of Magic Time, and a length and a half last of all is Alencia. So Give Me the Beat Boys, 600 to go, leads from out of Merck in the small field in a very handy roll. Then Jolly Star parked on the outside of Airman, and Magic Time wedged between the pair, and Alencia's last of all, 450 to go. Give Me the Beat Boys, it turns in front from Iona Merck, and now Jolly Star chimes in on the outside. Magic Time on the small fields in a bad situation here. Airman goes up the fence, Alencia on the outside. Iona Merck takes the lead. Jolly Star's got the job to get there. Alencia on the outside. Iona Merck, Jolly Star. Magic Time gets the run. It can open up eventually, and Magic Time out sprints them to beat Iona Merck, and Jolly Star third. Then Alencia, Airman, and Give Me the Beat Boys. Oh, wasn't looking
Magic Time has overcome bad luck. She was getting held up all the way down the straight. Earlier in the race, she had Airman on her inside. She had Jolly Star and McAvoy on her outside, and she was the meat and the sandwich. But it fell into place eventually. Magic Time, her 7th start at Royal Randwick, her 3rd win. The Group 2 Expressway now belongs to her. Magic Time will be first, and a big win.
Well, it was magic. It was magic when she got out of that pocket she was in and sprinted so quickly. I thought she was in awful trouble in the position she was in. It was run at barrier trial speed. Jolly Star's never got on the bit in her life. She's pulling her head off, checking off heels, wide, no cover. So it just took a bit of sprint out of her down the straight. But he stayed cool, calm and collected, Charles. You never thought it was going to happen halfway down the straight. And when it did, she burst through there. Terrific training performance by Graham, and she gets the job done. So well set up, good go late on the totes, and she collects for the punters. So Iona Merck, race fitness on its side, did a good job. Jolly Star, forgiving. She just did the little things didn't settle as well as you'd like to see there.
Charles, he was obviously pocketed away. He had Kieran McAvoy exactly where he wanted him down the back straight, but Kieran McAvoy had Geordie Charles where he needed him back on the inside up the straight. But once he got that run...
Well, what an absolute mess that was.
Yeah, it didn't go to script, I tell you. We thought she'd be outside the leader or possibly lead, but she sort of just came out of the gates pretty steady. And then a couple kicked in underneath her, but then she got in a pretty awkward position. And obviously, you know, Kieran was on Jolly Star, was trying to keep her in a pocket, but once she saw daylight, she really exploded. But she's come up really well, this mare, this preparation. From the time she came back from a spell, it's probably the best she's ever spelled, and just her coat was just been glowing the whole time through. But she's in great order.
And you love bringing her to Sydney?
Well, we brought her here because we thought she'd get some give in the ground. She's effective on top of the ground as well, but just getting, cut in the ground, if it gets wetter as the autumn goes on, well, she's going to come right into play, Yeah.
Gee, Yulong have made a good purchase, haven't they?
Have they done? Indeed, yes, certainly. So she goes to the Canterbury Stakes in 3 weeks' time. So we earmarked it. She'd run today, 3 weeks into her next start, and then we'll work it out from there. She's entered for everything, everything she could be in. Very exciting.
Well done, Graham.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Geordie. Good win, but some tricky moments there.
Yeah, it was. Look, on paper we sort of thought she'd probably land outside the leader or be right there, but she just got away a little bit sticky, and I didn't want to press her to hold a spot because she can get a little bit fired up, especially being fresh, so had to go to plan B. We were in that bit of a sticky spot. She always gave me a feel like once I did get out she was going to explode, but I just had to wait my turn and trust her, and when she did get out she was just too good for him.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
She's been coaxed into the gates now, and she moves straight in. So she's the favourite here for the Randwick Lodge TrisCay Stakes, and the mares are set to go. Ready to run. Favourite drawn the outside, the blindfold removed, and the starter about to send them on their way. Racing now. Little bit tardy off the inside. Commemorative is going to settle last of all. Spring Lee and Bonita Queen have jumped fast, and Bonita Queen goes to the lead. Tashi Stride to third, followed then by Inhibitions. Going up the inside, BR Bay, followed by Cigar Flick. Back in the field then is Kundalini from Commemorative, and Clear Thinking's been taken right back to last. So Bonita Queen does her thing, scooting along by 2 lengths to Spring Lee, 2.5 to Inhibitions, then Tashi, BR Bay, Cigar Flick, Kundalini wide out, Commemorative second last, 1.5 lengths into Clear Thinking. So Bonita Queen's got the field strung out, leads by 2.5 to Spring Lee, a gap back to Inhibitions, then Tashi, BR Bay, Cigar Flick, Kundalini, Clear Thinking still last, Commemorative back with it. Coming up the rise, Bonita Queen still travelling by 2. On Spring Lee, Inhibitions, Tashi, Clear Thinking 5 lengths off them, making some ground. It's Bonita Queen coming back to them, and now Inhibitions pounced. Inhibitions takes the lead inside the 50. Clear Thinking, Commemorative late on the scene, but Inhibitions wins the TrisCay. Won it by 3/4 to Clear Thinking and Commemorative. They both hit the line hard from the rear. Then came Tashi from Spring Lee. Bonita Queen got very tired late from Cigar Flick, Kundalini and BR Bay.
Inhibitions, the white cap. Karen McAvoy and James Cummings. Clear Thinking's going to get second. And we'll just stand by for third. I'm looking at the time. They've run about 1:84. They flew. Commemorative's going to get third in the blue cap. Number 2 and 7's going to run fourth. 1:84. Ronnie, they came out They were running at 10-4, 10-7, 10-9. They were low flying.
Yeah, they certainly were, and just put into the sweet spot inhibitions just behind those couple of stablemates who flew out. She tagged up in close, come around them, and just got the best run you've ever seen to win there. So she was great from the back, clear thinking, having to go right back to last and come right down the outside. So she loses no admirers. I think with a clean getaway, the third horse wins, and wins without a doubt. That's commemorative. It's the story of her life. But she's worked home very strongly late, but never really balanced as far as after that slow start. But given a good ride and too good on the day.
Yeah, all honours with the winner, Ronnie, and I couldn't agree more with the ride. Kieran McAvoy was just in absolute perfect positioning. They were going probably too hard up front.
Well done, Darren. Inhibitions wins a Group 3.
Yes, job done. Now whatever we get on top of this is just cream, So she's been a very ultra consistent mare, been up and down the Pacific Highway, and her style of racing really, puts her in the right spot when needed, and very fit. I think she's been up since about August last year, so she's been up for an eternity, and lovely natured mare, and great to see her win.
The runs have been spaced. The stable have been busy, but they've been looking after her.
Yes, she's quite an easy mare to train. Like, she doesn't get too overawed with the occasion, and conserves energy, and as you can see, she's a big framed mare, so she's going to let down nicely in the broodmare barn.
Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations, K-Mate. Everything went to plan there.
Yeah, it did, Brandon. Yeah, she jumped out, and pace was nice. It was just cruising along. Spring Lee was in front of me, which I sort of didn't have that beforehand, but we got a nice trail off that, and just had her up and mobile, and I knew I sort of had a nice first half. I thought she was going to build well, and that's what she did.
One who is a 10 out of 10. She's obviously the progressive filly in this. This is a big step up for her, but I really can't knock the way she's looking. K-Mac just about to take her in.
Amelita wears the Winx colours. Winx was beaten in this race. She ran 7th in 2015. Here's Darren for the Light Fingers.
Ready to run. Light Fingers, stand by for a break. Lady Shenandoah is the favourite, and the gates are back. They're off and racing, and Dance to the Boom and Lilac were the first two into stride. Lady Shenandoah is very handy to them. Moving up on the inside, Lady of Camelot, though, showing great spark, and out Lady of Camelot takes the lead away from Lilac. This has put Dance to the Boom out wide and firing up as a result. Lady Shenandoah's in the middle, Shahisha on the rails. Further back to Phenom, then came Silmarinian from Lazura. De Clichy Boulevard gets back with Manal, then came Castagna from Amelita, and Rag Queen is the last one. Lady of Camelot in the blinkers, she's the front runner at the 600 by a length on Lilac, then Shahisha. Lady Shenandoah in a great spot, Dance to the Boom the outside. Further back to Silmarillion from Lazura, Phenom, De Clichy Boulevard. Manal is second last, coming up the rise, and Lady of Camelot sustaining the speed. She's two in front to Lilac, and Lady Shenandoah starting to run on. Lady of Camelot at the 200, she's all out now, and Lady Shenandoah moved up on the outside, and the Lady Shenandoah takes the lead from Lady of Camelot. Clear then from Lilac, but away she goes, ease down. Lady Shenandoah, spectacular first up, winning the Light Fingers, beating Lady of Camelot. Lilac third, Lazura running on together with Amelita, then Castagna from Shahisha. De Clichy Boulevard, no run on from Manal. A good gap back to Silmarillion. Dance to the Boom did it tough, followed by Phenom and Rag Queen.
Well, she left us wanting so much more when she romped home with the Flight Stakes at the end of last preparation. She blew everyone away, and she's come back in superb style. A star in the making. Lady Shenandoah, eased down by Zach Lloyd to win with her head on the chest, has beaten no slouch in Lady of Camelot. She's a top-class sprinter, and Lilac has run third, but Ronnie, she's toyed with them.
Well, what an athlete she is. She is something. She is something, and we know she's better when she gets to a mile. So what have we got here? We've got something special. We've got to work on her attitude a little bit, maybe, just to calm her down a bit. Thought it was a great ride. He rode her to win. He gave her a dig out the barriers. He found the spot he wanted, and then he was smoking the pipe. He was she was excellent because she was flying Lady Camelot there, but Lady Shenandoah, wow, what a prospect we have here. Lilacs run well with a run out of a belt. Those other two stablemates there were excellent.
Charlie, she left us wanting more after the spring. That was just superb today.
Yeah, it was. She's obviously an incredible athlete and was aided by an absolutely stunning ride by Zach. He's got her in a beautiful position from what could have been a slightly sticky draw, and yeah, she's gone about her business beautifully, and she's accelerated, and Lady Camelot's no slouch to try and run past in the concluding stages, and she seems to have done it with a bit in hand. So obviously she gets up over a lot further than the 1200, so to do it first up, she's going to take a world of beating next time.
Well, what is the main aim that you're going for?
I guess it'll be interesting to see what Zach says, because ultimately, being a flight stakes filly, she obviously stays the mile, but she obviously sprints pretty fast too. So you've obviously got the obvious next target is obviously the Surround, which is another Group 1, which you'd love to add to her name. All four of the runners today, the other three finished alongside each other and all ran incredibly, and they'll basically all be going there. So grand final, not sure. Let's just win another Group 1 first.
Well, just go back to the spring. She was in the shadow of Autumn Glow. She won a flight stakes, Lady Shenandoah, that she wasn't even going towards. Autumn Glow, if she runs, she was going to be $1.50 chance. Where do they stand now, side by side?
Yeah, I guess Zach's probably quite lucky, because he'd probably be a bit worried that James might come back for the Surround and knock him off. But at least if Autumn Glow's there, then Zach and James will have to have one each. So, look, it's very hard to work out exactly where they measure up against each other until they face each other.
Yeah, but they will clash in the Surround?
Providing Autumn Glow can get there in time. She's obviously only had the one trial and she's been a bit on the back foot as a result. She does trial again next week. So we'll very much assess it over the next 10 days whether she can get there in time.
Okay. Well done, Charlie.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Zach. Gee, that was impressive.
Yeah, you don't get that feeling often, and she's a pleasure to ride. It's an honour to ride these type of horses for Mr. Waller, and happy I could get the job done, but she makes my life easy.
After her 2 trials, how much improvement do you think she's really got?
Yeah, a lot. I know in her second trial, Mr. Waller said close to a speeding ticket there, but she just does it so easily. You don't really know how fast she's going. She just glides over the ground. She's got the most efficient action. She come around that bend and you just feel like it's game over. She's a very nice filly.
Well done.
Thank you.
Sistina won first up last preparation, winning the Winx over this course and distance. She's the best in Australia. Here's the Apollo at Randwick.
Sistina in the rough and racing. She was last out and Lindemann was first out. Arapaho pretty handy together with Zardozi, and Golden Path is not that far away. Followed then by Fangirl, one off the fence on the outside of Via Sistina. Length and a half to Wolf. And a Tissue's been taken back to last. So it's a soft lead for Lindemann out by 2 lengths. Arapaho on a forward roll. A couple off to Golden Path, and Zardozi's fourth down on the rails. Length and a half into last year's winner, Fangirl, who's keeping the star mare pinned away on the fence for the moment, Via Sistina. A length further back to the youngest horse in the field, Wolf, and a Tissue sees them all. So Lindemann minding his own business in the lead, out by 2 lengths to Arapaho. Several lengths away to Golden Path on the outside of Zardozi. A length and a half to Fangirl. A half the inside, Via Sistina. A length further back to Wolf, and a Tissue's the last one. Around the corner now in the Apollo Stakes. Lindemann 2 lengths clear from Arapaho, Golden Path. Fangirl pulling out. Zardozi on the inside, and a Wolf moves up, just trying to keep Via Sistina in a pocket there. Lindemann 2 lengths clear. Fangirl is starting to lengthen. Lindemann being tackled by Fangirl, and away she goes for back-to-back wins. Via Sistina rattling home late, but Fangirl too good. Beat Lindemann, Via Sistina, and Wolf did the favourite no favours. Further back then to Arapaho, Golden Path at Tissue, and Zardozi. Fangirl, Jason Collett, back-to-back wins here in the Apollo Stakes.
Apollo today, Jason Collett and Chris Waller win and beat the stablemates, Lindemann and Via Sistina. We'll just wait to see who gets second or third. It might have been Lindemann just in front of Via. there and Chawolf were having a bit of tussle at the top of this Randwick straight, and Fangirl went for a life. So she wins back-to-back Apollo Stakes. Her 10th win at start number 30. She'll beat Lindemann, Via Sistina and Chawolf, and we can't wait for round 2, Ronnie.
Yeah, round 2 might be different, but that was just everything fell beautifully into place for her. She got the right card into the race at the right time, presented best 1400 metre horse in the race, and she proved it here today. She's a top quality mare, and like you said, this is her day. This has been her day in the past, and she's lived up to it again. So Lindemann was great. He took the race by the scruff of the neck and fought on well. Don't mark her down on that. Via Sistina. See, when they sprinted, they just got her off the bit, and then Chia Wolfler's laid on her a little bit. They've both gone really, really well. Just, you know, it's early in their preps, and there's a long way to go, so I'm not marking them down whatsoever, but just the flying Fangirl was her day today.
Yeah, I think you're right, Ronnie. I think it was just all lucky running who got the best of luck. That was Fangirl. She positioned up really, really well for Jace Collett. I love the way this bloke rides. He's quiet. He's got terrific hands. He snipers at him late, and yeah, it was just another 10 out of 10. Perfect positioning.
And it's her 3rd win on this day. She goes back-to-back in the Apollo. Her 2nd win in this race. 3 years ago, she was successful as a 3-year-old filly in the Group 2 Light Fingers. 122.18 for the 1400, and they've run 33.39.
Well done.
33.39, 122.18. Who's leading her in, Corey?
Dougie Bollinger. Bold and middle stump.
Yep, that's what she did to him today, Fangirl.
Exactly right.
Dougie would be proud. 122, 18, 33, 39. I'm just waiting for Charlie Duckworth to join us. Chris in Melbourne to see Switzerland go round today. And then Corey will catch up with Jason Collett. Well done, Charlie. Everything went right for Fangirl to win a 2nd Apollo.
Yeah, it did. It did. Look, very, very satisfying. She's been a good horse for a very long time, and you know, even in the cool, you know, Chow Wolf, the youngest horse in the race, and you do worry when these horses get older. You know, they might get a bit slower, and the young ones creep up on them. But gee, she was going to be hard to peg back today.
Yeah. Will she be able to beat Via Sistina again in a mile, though? Would you think that maybe the tables could be turned, because it was a great return from that girl?
Yeah, it was a great return. Great return. Look, she was obviously held up for a little bit, but then she really got going that last sort of 75 metres. So, look, it's going to be an interesting battle, and one that everyone's going to savour.
What is it about Fangirl? Is she just uncomplicated? I know she loves a dry track, but if she gets the right conditions, she 9 times out of 10 goes out and does something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think she's actually a jockey's dream, because she doesn't pull. She's just the most quirk-free horse.
Right.
She's just an absolute lamb, and just an absolute darling to have in the camp.
Yeah. Is that where they're going to clash next at a mile?
More than likely.
Well done.
Thank you.
Charlie Duckworth with the Chris Waller camp. And here's Corey with Jason Collett, the winning rider.
Jace, is she a pleasure to ride?
She is, Corey. Look, she's not the cleanest out of the gates, and that was sort of one thing I sort of, after watching the replays, I wanted to, if I could, you know, get her out as clean as I can. It could be the difference, and it probably was. You know, when I was able to have Via back to the inside and Chio Wolf behind me, I thought, well, yeah, I've probably got the turn of foot to outdo them as long as I hold together.
It's the only instruction you get is make sure she jumps.
Yeah, and look, she's not the cleanest out, and she can probably be her own worst enemy. But in saying that, though, she races best when she's in her comfort zone, and that obviously comes with being slow away.
10 out of 10, well done.
Thank you.
Handicap. And Bunker Hut is the $3.50 favourite, looking for back-to-back wins. French Empire moves in. Fangirl, a great performance, winning her 2nd Apollo Stakes the previous. Ready now for race 9. They're set. Bunker Hut favourite. Gates are back now, and they're off and racing. And jumping really well was Cool Jakey off the inside and is going to lead from With Your Blessing. Eye of the Fire's pretty handy in the early part with Rise of the Masses going forward. The favourite Bunker Hut settles fifth as this field really starts to string out somewhat. A gap of 3 to Lavish Empire on the outside of Yiska Perfect Thought deep out. Then French Endeavour from Disneck and Dalalat's 3 lengths away. Taking it easy in the early part of the race. A Cool Jakey in front by a half length now to With Your Blessing. Rise of the Masses to a clear third, followed by Eye of the Fire. Half the outside then to Bunker Hut. Then came Yiska Lavish Empire, Perfect Thought, Disneck, French Endeavour. 2 lengths last of all is Dalalat. Coming around the corner now, and it's Cool Jakey in front for Zach Waddick narrowly. From With Your Blessing and Rise of the Masses peeling. Right behind them that is Bunker Hut. Lavish Empire running on from Perfect Thought. Racing to the lead now With Your Blessing out by 2. Eye of the Fire goes up the inside of Rise of the Masses, Bunker Hut. Then came Lavish Empire wide out, but a good leader here. Inside the distance is With Your Blessing. It's nicely clear. Bunker Hut goes to second. With Your Blessing too good for Bunker Hut. Eye of the Fire third, followed by French Endeavour. Then came Yiska. Further back to Perfect Thought, Rise of the Masses, Disneck. Further back to Dalalat, Lavish Empire, and Cool Jakey, the leader, finished clear last.
It's bolted in With Your Blessing, number 6, beaten Bunker Hut, Eye of the Fire. Alicia Collett and John Thompson combined, beating Bunker Hut, Chad Schofield and Michael Friedman, and Eye of the Fire, Alicia's brother Jason, Phoenician and Archibald. There's a margin there, Ronnie, to the winner With Your Blessing.
Well, I said he might be better if he goes a drop of rain, but no, his 2 wins this preparation have been on dry tracks, and he left his rivals no excuses there. He's absolutely toyed with them, so he is in the career best form. And that was as soft as you like, beating the consistent pair and the 2 favourites there, Bunker Hut and Eye of the Fire. Can't say much about the other. French Endeavour did enough first up from that wide draw and could well be one to follow.
Just a demolition job. Great ride there by Alicia Collett. She rides really, really well. I've been saying to her for a long while she should be trying to posse herself up into town. She's got terrific hands. She's extremely strong on them, and she just give that horse a 10 out of 10 there.
1:15.63, 33.83 the last 600 metres. With Your Blessing, Alicia Collett and John Thompson. And here comes the winning trainer now. John, could he be going any better?
He's going great. Credit to Alicia. She's done a great job with him, and every time she's ridden him, he's gone well. And back to Randwick today, he goes well here. You were confident a long way from home. He was travelling very well, let down like a nice horse.
Doesn't matter whether it's wet or dry.
He is better on wet, but the track's in perfect order today, so no excuses there.
Yeah, well done, John.
Thank you.
33.83 the last 600 metres and 1:15.63 the race time. He's won 1 out of 4 on heavy, but he's been placed a couple of times. He's won 1, 2 and place 2 from 6 on soft, and now he's won his 3rd race on a good track. And it's fast out there today. They've been breaking 34 for fun. They even broke 32. They broke 33 there earlier in the day when they walked early and sprinted home. But the track couldn't be in any better condition. There's a horse who loves wet ground, but was so comfortable with so much give in this Randwick service today. 1:15.63, 33.83. Alicia Collett going for home, well inside the 400, and between the 3 and the 250, she was 3 in front. Bunker Hut started to edge into the margin. He got to about a length and 3/4 in the end. The winner, the Bird, had flown a length and 3/4 by 1 1/4, the margin. So she's making use of the opportunities she's been given here, Corey, but wouldn't be out of place here as a regular.
Would not be out of place one bit whatsoever.
All yours, Corey.
Congratulations, Alicia. That was a demolition job.
Yeah, they normally don't come that easy, do they? But look, the plan wasn't to sort of sit outside the leader, but when we got presented with that option, it was the best one, and he relaxed beautifully. He's a bit weary run horses, so it also helped him.
It's a horse that normally likes the wet going, but he seems to be performing well on the good.
Look, from his first up run here, he backed it out with a brilliant run the other day, and I sort of had a little fear about the 1300 metres, but he put that to pay today.
Are you going to posse up more in town?
I hope so, if there's a position.
Well done.
Thank you.
And a roper aboard. They're set now, and the gates are back. They're racing in the last. Noble Conqueror is one of the last out, and Perfumist jumped well. Together with Matter of Honour is being sooled up by Molly Burke, so the pace is good early. And Boldino's in the action as well. Panic just drops in, gets a great trail in fourth. A couple off then to El Rocco from Starman Genzano. Further back to More Territories. Paldoro's well back with Noble Conqueror, and Oakfield Duke is last of all. So Matter of Honour's gone hard there to hold out the favourite Perfumist. It's Matter of Honour a length and a half in front. Perfumist travelling strongly second, staying one off the fence. A few lengths further back to Boldino. Panic getting a terrific run in transit. Further back then to Genzano. Then came More Territories in the red jacket, racing on the outside of El Rocco. Then Paldoro from Starman, Noble Conqueror, and Oakfield Duke is the last one coming around the turn, and Matter of Honour a narrow leader from Perfumist, who eyeballs it now, gave it the eye and went on by, but Panic's had a great run behind. Perfumist in front, 300 metres to run. Panic is closing in together with Boldino, and More Territories with a big run wide out. It's Perfumist showing the way by a length. More Territories the big danger on the outside. Perfumist and More Territories. More Territories goes on by strong win. More Territories beats the favourite Perfumist. Paldoro got up to run third, and Oakfield Duke rattling home. Then came Panic Every Hope. El Rocco next from Genzano, and Noble Conqueror warming up at the end. Boldino next from Matter of Honour. Really went hard early, upsetting the favourites' chances, and Starman finished last.
More Territories has won the last. John O'Shea and Tom Charlton gave Anna Roper a winner earlier in the day, and in the last they've knocked her off with Zach Lloyd in the saddle. More Territories, O'Shea and Charlton. Zach Lloyd have beaten the long odds on favourite Perfumist, Baker and Roper and Paldoro. Ma and Ben Osmond will be third. Fourth will be 13 Oakfield Duke, so it's 14, 7, 1 and 13. They've run 1:22.03, 35.66.
Well, the three-year-old filly does win it, but not the favourite. And this filly had better form lines. There's no doubt she'd run in all the right races. She got the speed to suit there. They overdid it up front, especially the first little bit. And, so it was bought on, I think Matter of Honour bought Perfumist undone there, and it was set for the strong filly down the outside here. More Territories to get the job done. Still think there was a lot of merit in the second filly's effort, considering she was gassed early, and that's a much better run back to in Sydney first time here for Paldoro. But she's a filly that can train on. I'm sure John will be over the moon with that. And just before we go, Shaggy has been put into this golden slipper market as a $15 chance for Shaggy supporters.
So not nominated at the moment, but we'll go to the Todman. Winning the Pierro Plate today, going to the Todman. Not nominated, but has been put into the market as a $15 chance. Peloton drifted today after his defeat. Now, Corey, coming out of the gates in, about 300 metres after the start, Matter of Honour wanted to hang out badly and almost cleaned a couple of them up, including Perfumist.
Yes, that's exactly what happened, Greg. She obviously lost control of the horse a little bit. He looked like he was hanging out. Not sure whether she had a sticker in the left or the right hand, but she definitely drifted out and sort of got into the road of Perfumist. I thought it was a terrific run by Perfumist, regardless, although she runs second. She was gassed early and then probably got there a little bit too soon for Anna with the leader dropping off, but full credit with the winner and the ride. He's really going places, Zach Lloyd. We've been saying it for ages that he's obviously born into a racing family, but the way that he's doing things, he's definitely going to find himself at the top of this tree probably quicker than he thinks.
Double for the stable today. Tom Charlton, More Territories. Last prep, the Furious, the T-Rose, the Tap Craig and the Vanity. She was in elite class, and today she presumes in a benchmark race.
She won on debut here and ran in the Percy Sykes and ran midfield and had a mid-70s rating, which sort of forced our hand into stakes pattern the whole career. So it's her first time in benchmark races, and she raced with great credit throughout the last preparation and was sort of just on the black type cusp there, and very happy. Fantastic for Mr. Finnemore, who's obviously a great supporter of the stable. This is one of his homebreds, so she's obviously got a bit of upside, and we can try and tackle some black type races.
I think those colours were given as a birthday present, weren't they? Because they're his new colours.
That's right, from the boss, John. Yeah.
So it's been a good day. The stable a double. What about more territories going forward?
Look, the plan was we're dual accepted in the light fingers, and that obviously came up. This came up an easier option. Natural progression would potentially to go to a surround. There aren't a lot of options for a fully rated the way she is. Whether a race in the future like the Kembla Grange Classic might be a nice sort of stakes race to aim at. Beyond that, we'll just see. But when you see Lady Shenandoah win like she did earlier, it makes it tough.
Well, ask Zach how good Lady Shenandoah is. He might be able to line them both up for you.
Well, he might be able to ride this one.
Which ones he wants to pick, Corey?
Which one would you prefer to ride? No, I won't ask you that. Terrific return by this filly.
Yeah, she obviously brought the right form runs to this race. I thought she was a bit over the prices in the market, but it all panned out well for a very solid training effort by obviously Mr. O'Shea and Tom. 1400 first up with the blinkers on. She was strong late too, so only up for me.
It set up really, really well with the speed up front.
Yeah, I thought it would. Obviously with Perfumist and Matter of Honour, I was happy to stay on the fence just to give her the most economical passage around, but I saw an opportunity to get off at about the 800, and luckily I did, because there was a bit of carnage in front of me, and I just got a lovely smooth run, and I felt the winner a long way out.
Well done, bud.
Thank you, Corey.